There's no doubt that e-bikes have and continue to stir some hearty debates in the hills and the woods amongst riders. It's pretty certain there is somebody that you know will have an opinion when it comes to these bikes. Now, there is no doubt that e-bikes have been the biggest development in the mountain bike industry for decades. And it's not just me saying that.
It just got even better. And now the development of mountain biking, which you can't believe they develop anymore, is going to go on and on because it's going to be e-mountain bikes. The best thing to happen to mountain biking since mountain biking. I stand by that, man. This is mountain biking.
But what about the much more delicate business of actually owning one? Because let's face it, it's the biggest decision facing mountain bikers since wheel size change and full suspension. Now, for many people, it's a case of look but not touch, touch but not taste, taste but not swallow. And I know a load of people who have said they will never own an e-mountain bike. Although having said that, I probably know but a dozen people who now do. And then of course, there are people who are a little bit more open-minded about these things. What's certain is that there are people on different phases of the e-bike continuum. And they often have different phrases to accompany this. Stage 1, the typical behaviour of the Luddite, the anti-e-biker unwilling to accept change and a whole lot of fun. I'm not ready just yet, or not until I can't do the climbs. No, not for me, thanks. E-bikes are for old people. Stage 2, the quick spin in the car park, but it's never more than just that. Stage 3, you borrow an e-bike and are overwhelmed by just how much fun you can have on one. You have nothing but positive feelings about this whole new sport. However, suddenly you hit a wall physically and mentally, and riddled with guilt, you hand the bike back to whoever you borrowed it off. Stage 4 is the denial stage. Mountain bikes are your heart and soul, and you avoid all contact with e-bikes. You've tried one, but decide you are not ready just yet. It's not for you. But it might be something you return to at some point in the future. Still, you search for a reason. Fitness, old age, your mates. Ah, yes, your mates. It's not really just about you, is it? Or is it? Stage 5, a seed has been planted. You start scouting out the latest tech. You begin asking more questions, motors, batteries, brands. New bikes come on the market. Many friends have been buying them. You see smiles everywhere, but a nagging feeling remains in your mind. You have felt compelled to make a decision, and you are sticking to the decision you have made. But there are still things playing on your mind. You are still torn whether you feel like you should like it, go for it even, or whether you think that having an e-bike would spoil your fun on non-e-bikes. What if still rules your head? Stage 6, but there is a calling, and you know it. You begin to embrace e-bikes a bit more. You've gained more information, ridden the bikes, been to the shops, looked at the products, the motors, the batteries. A shift has happened, but you're not quite there yet. Stage 7, boom, you buy one. You now start living your life and go absolutely nuts. The mountains now open up for you, but you soon realise that the old ways and the old trails no longer satisfy you. You begin looking for new ones, look at maps and make plans for adventures. You realise that fitness is actually not an issue. In fact, you discover that you're increasingly tired from hard days of descending and climbing. You realise too that you probably need to manage your energy levels more. The old-fashioned mountain bike is now a distant memory. This is mountain biking.